Hey, it's Scotty. So I am getting going on my daily guinea pig chores, so cleaning cages and doing laundry. And this is something that I've wanted to talk about, and I've probably talked about it a little bit here or there, but I never really went into one of the most important tools, one of the most important things that I have that I use every day that really I probably couldn't live without, that helps me keep my guinea pig cages clean, and that it's just something that in the guinea pig room here I just use all the time, 100 times a day, can't live without it, and that is my vacuum. Which I've had this vacuum for a couple years. I had an identical model to this for about 10 years before the connection between the plug and the vacuum sort of started to get a little weird, and it was kind of not performing. This one I got refurbished. I got it used on Amazon. This is a really old model. They've got a bunch of newer models. This is a Shark. It's a Shark Navigator, and uh-oh, it's fallen off. So I use this thing, here we go. I use this thing not only to clean my carpets, and the reason why I wonder maybe they called it the Shark is because it chews up hay. When I have like lots of hay on the floor and I just go vroom, 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 it just clears a path. So I'm going to probably show that a little bit, but I wanted to talk about this thing. I'll put a link to some of the models. I think maybe I can put a link to the whole store and you can choose the one that's right for you. They have some that are in the $100 range, and then they have some that are, you know, up to a couple $100, $300 or even more, depending on the bells and whistles that you like. They have a HEPA, you know, filters, and what I like about these is I can generally, when the filters get really clogged with dust, now if you didn't have pets, well, you're probably not watching this, but if you didn't have pets and you were just using a vacuum like this, you know, for your everyday cleaning, this thing would just be a breeze, you know. But when it comes to not just pet hair, which is what I think a lot of these vacuums are marketed for, if you have dogs or cats, there's a lot of hair, especially when they shed. But what I've got is I got hay everywhere all the time, and because I'm on fleece, I'll spot clean with this hose, and then I will, when I change the fleece, I go in, I'm going to show you some of that stuff. I go in and I suck up the extra poops before I put down the clean fleece. And it's just something, you know, I could be using a dustpan, I could be reaching, but some of the far corners of some of these cages are kind of difficult to reach. And so with something like this, it makes it a lot easier. So I wanted to talk about that. There's a lot of vacuums. Back in the day, I had a Hoover vacuum. When I first moved to California about 25 years ago, there was a lady selling refurbished vacuums on a street corner in my neighborhood. And I had just moved to California, and as a college student, I don't think I did much vacuuming at all. And when I moved, I was like, well, I need a vacuum. And that vacuum lasted probably about 10 years, right? So I've been here in California for about 25 years. Love it here. The things that I've learned, the things that I've seen, California is a really great state. A lot of the people that like to disparage California, they don't know what's going on. The reason why we have a lot of problems, a lot of issues, is because it's a huge state. It's one of the most populated states, and everybody wants to be here. And that's just how it is. When you got a lot of people here, we all got to try to get along, and we really do. So don't listen to what people say, the negative things that people say about California. If your city, if your town was that popular and millions of people wanted to live there, you'd have the same problems that we do. And life isn't perfect. It's about solving problems. It's about working together. And I love it here. Anyways, side rant on California. But I had that Hoover vacuum cleaner for about 10 years. And then it crapped out. And I was like, well, that vacuum cleaner was awesome. It served me well. So I went to Home Depot and I got another Hoover. And that thing sucked. It broke in like a month. I don't know why, but it just... they don't make them like they used to. And so I got a Shark from that same Home Depot. And that thing was awesome. Like I said, I had that one then for almost maybe 10 years, maybe more. And then, you know, as things do, I think because I'm always jerking it around with the cord, and that one is still packed up in my closet because it does still work. And I'm not sure, it may not have had anything wrong with it. It may actually have been, I've since realized that I have the extension outlet power strip that this thing is plugged into is a little finicky, and it may either be the power strip or it might be my plug. So that backup Shark that I have, my original Shark, it may actually be fine, and it might actually be the outlet. But anyways, I got a new one. Well, I got a refurbished one, which I really like. It's the same one that I had before, so that I didn't have to change the way I do things. But like I said, there are new and improved ones. I don't even think you can get this exact model anymore. You can get them pretty close. I just like it. It's easy to use, and it's lasted me a long time. So I'll just show some quick clips of it. If you are in the market for a new vacuum cleaner, you can get these everywhere. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at Home Depot. They don't have as many models as they would like on Amazon. I will put a link either to the store or to a model that I think is the closest to this. And if you use any of those links, it helps me through an affiliate link, which will benefit my rescue efforts. So thank you so much. If you thought about becoming a patron or a channel member, we'll really thank you so much for that. But if you just want to help through any of the links, a lot of those links are affiliate links down in the descriptions and on my website, and that really is one way that I try to raise funds for my rescue efforts. So remember, this is my full-time thing, and it's pretty much all volunteer, and so I'm getting by with the support of you guys, and it really means a lot. So let's take a look at this thing in action, because man, oh man, what do they say? You can have it when you pry it from my cold dead hands. But seriously, I'm using this thing all day long to clean the carpet, to clean the cages, and I'm cleaning 3, 4, 5 cages. Some days, if I go away overnight, the day before, I'm practically cleaning every cage. And without this thing, I'd be doing some serious guinea pig cage jujitsu. Maybe that should be another shirt. So this guinea pig cage Tetris shirt, this is in my Etsy shop, and this is the life I'm living, right? In order to get to one cage, I got to move another cage out of the way, and leave me a comment if you feel me about that. All right, let's take a look at this. Now, that is a lot to ask from a vacuum, and it did a really good job. But you can see what happens here is it will get clogged, because realistically, who would do this to a vacuum? But what I love about it is it's really easy to unclog it. So you just pop it out, and first I undo the bottom part, and then the top part, because a lot of the stuff will accumulate there, and this is where it gets clogged. And it's got this little thing here, which I think you can totally unscrew, but just clearing the debris is good enough. And then what happens is this little area here is what really gets clogged. I think we got all of it, but you know, I will just kind of hold this like this and kind of get everything out. But that's all you really need to do. And then snap it back in. But one thing I want to mention is these pads right here. These pads are what's stopping the dust. You have a big pad. It shows right there what you got. A big pad and a little pad underneath. And then you've got a HEPA filter here. So you can change all of these out. But I found that if you just go and you just smack these on like a wall outside, a fence or something like that, you can clear most of the debris. And then if you have to continue to use your vacuum, then you can just put those pads back in. But what really is a good idea is the big sponge, the big one, you can wash that off. I would like completely rinse it out and let it dry for a couple hours, and then it's basically like brand new. But you can get replacement pads. I probably do that once a year because I really find that just kind of whacking them against, I've got this big old, it's like an oil barrel. It's a rusty oil barrel. It's probably been sitting in this yard for 50 years, 75 years. It's been there long before, and even the crap that's in it has been sitting in there since before I moved in here. And I just take these sponges, I just whack them on the side of that, and dust goes flying everywhere. Make sure that the wind is blowing in that direction, because this stuff will trigger allergies for sure. But then I just put them back in the vacuum, and my suction goes back to basically like it's brand new. But you can replace all those, the HEPA filter, these little pads, you can find them. And the listing will generally, you just got to know what machine you use, what vacuum you have, what model, and it'll say these pads work with this vacuum. I think the first time I wasn't paying much attention, and I just got whatever sponges for a shark, and it wasn't the right ones. But you know, I was able to return them and get the right ones, and I do that once a year. I love this thing. It's easy to maintain, and now we're back in business. Now, if you've completely cleared this and it's still not sucking up as good as it should, then you check this spot and look at that. So remember, I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing with this thing. I acknowledge that I'm abusing this. Now, if you're, for some reason, if the shark company, you know, I could see how they would say, why would you abuse your vacuum this much, this way? Well, this is my life. I got no choice. All right. I could feel that it's clear. All right, let's try it now, because I was losing a little bit of that suction, but I cleared all the debris. Now let's watch this thing chew it up and spit it out. Now, should you abuse your vacuum this way? No. But because of the nature of the way this is built, you're not going to ruin it. You can take the parts apart easily, and you can free any clogs. Would it be a lot easier on you and your vacuum and reduce the amount of times that you have to unclog it? if you just sweep up like the major debris, yes, but they call it a shark, and that's what I found is that, man, you can really chew through a ridiculous amount of hay on the floor. And if I go for a week or two without vacuuming, and I literally have like a carpet of hay on top of my carpet, and it'll just chew through it. But normally I will sweep up most of the debris into a dustpan and dump it off. But I just wanted to show you how crazy and how powerful the shark is. It's awesome. So what else I use it for, like I said before, when I'm cleaning these cages, I will dump out the fleece, and then I'll go around and clean all the random poops that are inside the cage. And when it's in really hard to reach places under the tables and in the far corners, man, the vacuum makes it so much easier.
If you're wondering, no, they are not afraid of the vacuum, the hose, the sound of the vacuum. I mean, in most cases, I have to try to get them to move out of the way. They're kind of curious of it.
So it's been a long time coming. I really have wanted to share my experience with the shark. You know, this is not a sponsored video. I just love this thing. Maybe it's a toxic relationship because I sure have been abusing this thing, but it's taking care of me and I'm taking care of it. And I just wanted to share my success and why I couldn't keep this place clean without a good vacuum, and the Shark has been my go-to vacuum. So if you are in the market for a vacuum and you want to use my link, then that really helps me. That supports my rescue efforts. Anything that you purchase, even if you click that link and then you don't buy that vacuum, or you buy a different vacuum, or you buy anything, some towels or some gifts for the holidays or supplies for, whatever, anything in that session goes towards a credit as part of a Amazon affiliate. And this is something that you could do, by the way, too. You could set it up, and if people are always asking you where you got that thing, and you send them a link that's an affiliate link, it's not a lot, but it adds up, and every little bit counts, every little bit helps, and this is all going towards my rescue efforts, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So I hope you found this video helpful. There are some weird people, and I'm guilty of that too, that finds cleaning videos relaxing. If you love cleaning videos, you can go check out the Skinny Pigs 1 archive, because Abby puts on a GoPro on her head and cleans her entire piggy cage, and she's gotten thousands and thousands of subscribers and followers who just love to watch her clean her piggy's cage. It doesn't hurt that her piggies are adorable and that she is really sweet with a really cute voice, but that's a whole side trek. So thank you again. Let me know in the comments, what vacuum do you use? Do you have a Shark? Do you have another vacuum that seems to work as well as this, or even better? Because that's what it's all about. The affiliate link is great if you want to support my rescue efforts, but really it's all about leveling us up and making us the best, and giving our piggies the best lives that we can. So, all right, until next time, thanks for watching.